What's up YouTube? So if you clicked on this video, there's a good chance you're probably tired of wasting your money on your yard. So today we're going to talk about one small purchase that can help you go a long ways with the rest of your lawn care program for the year. So stay tuned and we'll talk about it. What's up YouTube? What's up YouTube? What's up YouTube? It's Shane Heath here and I'm back again with another video. So we're going to get to that one thing in just a minute I was talking about that could really help you with your lawn care program. It's the one thing that's going to stop you from wasting your money. But first I wanted to bring you back here and show you we are starting to go into a drought dormancy back here. My lawn is really starting to check out. This back half is about the only thing that's really surviving is because it gets shade most of the day and I can't keep up watering enough. Now where I've applied hydrotane, it's hanging on a little bit better. I'll actually show that to you. So you can see right here, inside the fence has had hydrotane, outside the fence has not had hydrotane, and they both have had the same amount of water put down. You can tell the clear difference here. Now this isn't 100% good, like this is not surviving with no water whatsoever. It's just a step ahead of what hasn't had hydrotane yet. That's all you need to see right there to tell you that hydrotane works. It's the middle of the day, it's like 1:30 right now in the day, and you see I've got a little bit of shade going on back here. And I just come back here and I mowed this half. And I'm not gonna mow the part up front here that's really checking out the worst because it's not growing, it doesn't need it. I don't need to add that added stress to the plant by cutting it. I just need to let it be and let it survive just long enough so I can come back when it finally gets some rain and I'll cut it then when it starts to grow again. So that's just a quick thing. If your yard is checking out right now because of the summer heat and you're not getting any rain, just wait, be patient. It's not gonna die on you, just hang on. What's gonna happen is when you get that rain, it's gonna pop right back up and then you can get right back into your normal lawn care program. And I also advise that you don't fertilize during the time that you're in a drought because it's just gonna lay there and you're not gonna be getting the benefits from it. And also you don't need to be pushing these plants right now as they're just trying to survive the heat and drought that they're hitting. I actually wanna take this moment to say thank you to you guys and gals who've been helping the channel out so far. We've been growing a lot lately. I really appreciate the support. There's a lot of things going on in the lawn right now that's coming up in future videos that wouldn't be possible without you guys, so I really appreciate it. And if you're just finding the channel and you're new, make sure you hit subscribe because you're not gonna miss out on that content that's coming up. I like to give a very basic overview of what you can do to get your lawn going. There's a lot of guys that go really in depth and are really technical, and I can steer you to them after you learn a little bit more. But for right now, we're just starting out. It's just the basic tips you need to get your lawn to that point where it looks nice and lush, and maybe it's the best lawn in your neighborhood. And then at that point, you can really start going in depth to even finer detail of things. All right, so that one thing that's gonna help you save money on your lawn is simple. It's a soil test. Now, before you click off this video, I know a lot of people check out as soon as they hear the word soil test. Listen to me, I was just like you. Somebody was like, oh, I don't need one, I'll just throw down fertilizer, it'll grow. You could be throwing down fertilizer and not getting a whole lot of nutrients out of it because your soil could be all screwed up. There's certain things in your soil not gonna let the roots actually be able to draw those nutrients into your grass. So this simple thing could save you a lot of time and a lot of money in the future. Honestly, so easy to do. So we're gonna talk about how I sent mine off and then we're gonna go over my results because to be honest, there's a lot of things that I was missing that I couldn't get from a bag of fertilizer. So this video actually goes back to before I did the how often should you fertilize video. If you haven't seen that, I'll make sure I hit it up above here. So actually I came out here right before that video, before I put my fertilizer down. I come out here and I took soil samples that were about 4 inches deep. And I took them all over my yard, front yard, backyard, side yard. Then what I did is I put it all in that bag and I mixed it up real good. Then I took it and dumped it into the empty box that the soil sample actually came from. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all of that soil sample and I'm gonna make sure I get all the debris out of it I can. I wanna try to get the cleanest sample of just soil that I can get. And I actually wanna try to fill up the scoop that comes with it. It's a little scoop here, you take it out, and what you do is you fill that up with dirt and pack it in as good as you can. And that's gonna be your scoop that you send off for a test. Now, once you've got your scoop full, what you're gonna do is you're gonna open up the container of solution, you're gonna add the soil to it. You're not gonna dump anything out. And now you have a prepaid shipping to return it, so go ahead and slide it in that envelope and ship it off, and your results will be posted soon. Now, if you don't have the Yard Mastery app yet, you can actually pull this up on your phone. You can register your kit number in your app. So what you do is you go in, you select soil test in your menu, then you go in and you add your kit number, and it'll show you step by step the process going along of ship, received, when they're doing your test, and when it's completed, you'll get your results in the app. Now I know this is the Yard Mastery test, and most of everything I use is from yardmastery.com. I paid for this with my own money. I just really like their products, so I like to support them, and they really like to support the DIY community themselves. So I just want to let y'all know, just because I use them a lot doesn't mean I'm sponsored by them or anything. I am an affiliate for them, so everything that I talk about today will be in links below, and that will help out the channel. But I really just believe in their products, and that's why I try to stick with them. All right, so let's talk about those results of the soil test I got back. So first thing I see here is my nitrogen was really high. I think I got a little bit of fertilizer mixed into my sample here, and I think that's what caused that to be a high reading. That seems a little bit off. That's like an outlier there. Matter of fact, if we go to my lower section here, it says it was 50.53 and 7 to 18 was the optimal range. And I hadn't fertilized in about a month, about 36 days. So I think what happened was I got a little bit of fertilizer inside the sample and that's what spiked it. So we're just gonna not even pay attention to that. Next thing you're gonna see here is the phosphorus, which is your P. I was low, which I think in my area in the south, that seems to be a pretty common thing. We're gonna be low on phosphorus. The next thing is potassium K. I was also low, and that's even after I've put down CK, which was potassium, I put down prodiamine, half potassium, and I'm still low. So I really need to get that number up. That's gonna help me a lot, especially like now when I'm in this drought stress that I'm in. So one of the big things I'm seeing here is I'm low on calcium, really low on calcium. Now calcium is a main thing in your soil. I don't think people give calcium enough credit. I was listening to a podcast and I think they said about 60% of the nutrients that are taken up by a plant, they come in on calcium. So calcium's huge. Calcium also gives you great soil structure. Now if any of you are now thinking about a soil test, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. So I know some of y'all have finally got the idea. So another thing here is the main reason why you need a soil test, what everything starts with. That's your soil pH level. My pH is 5.88, which is just barely good. I'm actually gonna try to bump that up into about the 6.5 range. So what I've got is I got a bunch of lime I'm gonna be putting down. So the lime will also bring up your calcium levels too, because it's calcitic lime. What I'm gonna do is I'm putting that down at about 17 pounds per 1,000 square feet right now. And I'm gonna come back again in the fall and do it. Fixing your pH is not something that one application is gonna fix. It's something you have to fix over about a year span. And with my pH being low a little bit, your roots are trying to grow into like an acidic soil. They do not wanna grow in acid. So I wanna get that up more into the neutral range. Zoysia likes to be between 6 and 7, so I'm a little bit off. I wanna move it up just a little bit. The next big thing is your micronutrients. Now, for me to fix these micronutrients that I'm low on, that's gonna be fine tuning that color for me. I got the 002 microgreen from Next I'm gonna be putting down. I've actually already applied all of this in my front yard, but I'm not gonna apply it to my backyard just yet because we have no rain in sight. So I'm gonna get this lawn through this drought, and then I'm coming back and I'll throw all these products down so I can ensure they get rinsed in good or washed into the soil good and they don't just sit on top for a long time. It also gives you a recommendation for what you should use for fertilizer. I see here it says Green Pop 16-21-2. I actually have some of that in the garage, so I'm gonna be using that. That's perfect. I was planning on using another fertilizer, so this changed up my game for the next month completely. And like I said, I ordered a microgreen, I got it down. I put it down on my front yard, but it hasn't been rained on it yet. I've just been trying to water it. So I'm pretty sure once we get some rain, I'm really gonna see those results up there. So I'm not as worried about fixing the phosphorus and the potassium. I can bring that up with fertilizers. That's something you can actually get and throw down pretty easily. The biggest thing I'm gonna be worried about right now is I'm gonna get that calcitic lime down so I can get my calcium levels up and adjust my pH where it needs to be. And now lime is not expensive at all. I think it was like just under $5 for a 40-pound bag. I got 7 bags to do my entire yard, and I'm gonna do it again in the fall like I just said. I went ahead and ordered the compaction cure too, which is aerate and the RGS, both 2.5 gallon jugs. So I'm gonna be putting those down to help try to drive these nutrients down into the soil. And also I need to work on, my soil is very compacted, it's very hard. So with the RGS and the aerate, I wanna really encourage those roots to dive down deep so I can really start handling these droughts a little bit better. Now, as soon as this dried up mess we got going up here, get some rain on it, we're gonna be getting these products down, we're gonna start correcting the soil. I don't know why it's such a hard thing, and like I said, I was just as guilty as a lot of people. I didn't wanna spend that money on a soil test. But spending that little bit of money for that soil test has really got me where I'm gonna maximize my benefits I get from my fertilizer, so that's almost gonna pay for itself in the long run. And those of you that are in Texas watching these videos, please send a little bit of rain our way. I know y'all guys are getting drowned right now, and we would like to have just a little bit of that. So please, let's do a rain dance or something, send some of that our way. Hopefully this video is gonna get through to a couple of y'all and help you save some money and quit wasting money on your yard. So go get a soil test. It's the first thing you need to do to really start correcting your yard and to get it to that perfect condition. And with all that said, this is Shane Heath checking out.